You're closer to danger in the wild than you think because most people never realize. They've already crossed the line animals consider a threat, and once you do, there's no rewind button. Asterisk, picture this. You're hiking through a sun-drenched forest. The air crisp, the trail quiet. Birds are chirping overhead, sunlight slices through the trees, and for a moment, it feels like you've stepped out of your life and into a postcard. Then you hear it. A low rustle. A breath. Heavy footsteps on the forest floor. Your heart freezes not because the wild is dangerous, but because you don't know what you just walked into. Most people think they're safe in nature simply because they're peaceful. But the truth is much darker. Animals don't read your intentions only, your actions, and sometimes, those actions are the exact thing that makes them charge. In today's video, we're breaking down what not to do near wild animals. 7. Mistakes that endanger youth. This isn't a list built on common sense cliches. This is based on documented incidents, ranger warnings, and real behaviors animals use before deciding you're a threat. Let's start the countdown. Mistake number 7. Getting too close for a photo. If there's one mistake that has exploded in the age of smartphones, it's this one. People see a wild animal and instantly transform into professional wildlife. Photographers accept they're using a phone that requires being dangerously close. You've seen the headlines. Tourist tries to take a selfie with a bison, gets launched. Hiker approaches a bear cub for a cute picture. Mother bear arrives angry. Someone leans out of their car to snap a wolf. The wolf approaches, and panic begins. Here's the truth no one wants to hear. When you step closer for a photo, you're stepping into the animal's fight or flight bubble, and animals don't flight when they have babies nearby, are cornered, or are used to humans feeding them. They fight. Why this is dangerous. Animals don't attack because they're aggressive. They attack because you became a threat without realizing you did. A bison grazing calmly can turn and charge without changing expression. A moose can become irritated simply because you walked toward it in a straight line. A wild horse can kick with enough force to shatter bone just because you took a few steps too close. And the scariest part, you won't know you crossed the line until they react. What to do instead? If your camera needs you to get closer, your camera isn't meant for wildlife. Use zoom, use distance, use common sense. Remember, no photo is worth a life for a headline you don't want to be featured in. Mistake number 6, running away. It triggers the chase. Here's something Hollywood gets wrong in every single movie. When a wild animal appears, people instantly turn and sprint. In reality, running is the last thing you should do. Running flips a switch in an animal's brain, up switch older than human civilization itself. It says, pray. Even animals that weren't planning to chase you suddenly feel wired to do it. Why? This is dangerous. Imagine this. You're walking a trail and spot a mountain lion in the distance. Your instinct screams run. But to the cat, your sprint says something very different. I am prey. You can catch me. By mountain lions, wolves, coyotes, bears. Almost all large predators are attracted to movement. Even herbivores like moose may charge when you run because they interpret it as panic, which means danger. Running also removes your ability to see what the animal is doing. You can't read their body language. You can't adjust your behavior. You can't plan. You're blind, moving fast, waiting to be caught. What to do instead? Freeze. Assess the distance. Make yourself appear larger if it's a predator. Back away slowly, never taking your eyes off the animal. Slow equals safe. Still equals smart. Running equals risk. Mistake number 5. Feeding wild animals. This might seem harmless, even kind. You're just giving a snack to a friendly creature, right? Wrong. Feeding wildlife is one of the most dangerous mistakes people make. Not just for themselves, but for the animal. Why this is dangerous? The moment an animal learns humans equals food, it stops being wild. It starts approaching roads. It starts approaching campsites. It starts approaching people. And when an animal gets too bold, too fearless, or too demanding, it gets labeled a problem animal, and wildlife officials are forced to put it down. Not because the animal is violent, but because humans taught it to be. For you, animals that expect food can become aggressive when they don't get it. Bears tear through coolers. Raccoons bite. Deer kick. Moose charge. Bison gore. And monkeys. They'll take your backpack, your food, your sunglasses, and your dignity. They're not being evil, they're being opportunistic. For the animal, human food destroys their natural diet, natural behaviors, and natural fear. And when they lose that fear, someone eventually gets hurt. What to do instead? Admire from distance. Lock up your food. Never share your snacks with an animal that has survived millions of years without your granola bar. Asterisk. Mistake number 4. Ignoring warning signs and animal body language. People think wild animals attack out of nowhere. They don't. Animals broadcast warnings the same way we do, through posture, breath, movement, and sound. The problem is that the average person doesn't understand what any of those signals mean, and by the time they figure it out, the situation has already escalated. Imagine this scenario. You're walking near a lake at dusk. You see a moose grazing at the water's edge. The moose is beautiful, huge, and looks peaceful. So you step closer, maybe for a better view, maybe for a picture, maybe just to admire it. The moose lifts its head, its ears pinned back, its hair bristles ever so slightly. You don't notice any of this. To you, it still looks calm, but to the moose, it has already told you, loud and clear, stop, leave now. Why this is dangerous. Every wild animal predator or herbivore has a clear sequence before it charges or attacks. Humans rarely recognize the early stages. A wolf raises its tail. A bear starts huffing. A deer stomps its hoof. A bison swings its head. A mountain lion shifts its weight. A raccoon freezes instead of fleeing. We are culturally trained to look for big signs, growls, charges, teeth. But in the wild, the subtle signs are the real danger flags. By the time an animal is roaring or rushing you, you've already lost the window to escape safely. Most attacks occur not because an animal wanted to harm someone, but because someone ignored what the animal was very clearly trying to say. The most overlooked warning signs. Pinned ears, universal sign of stress or aggression. Stomping or pawing the ground, a sudden stillness, the calm before a charge. Teeth clacking or jaw popping in bears and big cats. Raised fur fight response, tail flicking in large herbivores. A sideways stance, preparing to launch. Yawning in big cats, a threat display. Not tiredness, huffing, snorting, or short bursts of breath. Animals don't speak English, they speak instinct. An instinct doesn't whisper. It signals what to do instead. If an animal changes its posture, stops what it's doing, or stares at you, treat it as a warning. Back away. Lower your profile. Leave the area. Remember, animals don't want conflict. They warn you to give you a chance to avoid it. Ignoring those signals is like walking through a red light at a busy intersection. You might make it, but if you don't, the consequences are severe. Mistake number 3, getting between a mother and her young. If there is a single, unbreakable law in nature, it's this. Never come between a parent and its offspring. Nothing in the wild. It is more dangerous than an adult animal that believes its young are threatened. Not a predator defending a kill. Not a territorial male. Not a hungry animal. Nothing. And the worst part? People walk into this situation by accident all the time. The most common scenario. You're hiking through tall grass or thick brush. You see a baby deer, small, wobbling, adorable. Your instinct says, how cute. It must be lost. Maybe I should help. What you don't see is the mother nearby, watching, waiting. Frozen. She is silent, but her instinct is screaming. Humans often mistake a hidden or still baby animal as abandoned. But in nature, staying still keeps babies alive. Human interference does the opposite. Why this is deadly. A mother's defensive instinct is immediate and explosive. Bear cubs. Their mother will charge without hesitation. Bison calves. The mother will gore anything that gets near them. Moose calves. The mother will stomp and kick with enough force to kill a wolf. Even animals you think of as gentle, elk, deer. Wild horses become violently protective when they think their offspring is in danger. And the scariest part? The mother reacts before you even realize the baby is nearby. People have been attacked by moose, bison, bears, and elk simply because they unknowingly stepped between a hidden baby and a hidden mother. The baby animal trap. Many people think they're doing the right thing when they approach a baby animal, but approaching means touching. Touching means leaving human scent. And leaving scent can cause a mother to abandon the baby not because she's cruel, but because she thinks a predator has found it, and if the mother doesn't abandon it, she'll come charging out of the trees at full speed to defend it. Both outcomes are bad. What to do instead? If you see a baby animal, don't touch it, don't approach it, don't assume it's alone, don't take pictures up close, don't try to rescue it. Leave the area immediately, calmly, and quietly. If you interfere, the story always ends the same way. Humans in danger. Wildlife officers called, the animal adult or baby pays the price. And all because of a mistake made with good intentions, but deadly consequences. Asterisk.